this whole open challenge bullshit. Like, I better get a build. I demand a build. This is what scares me about this show. I really am concerned now that WWE is going to go into like safety dance mode. Like, it's just going to be everything must be safe. We must protect Mania in Las Vegas that we can't sell tickets to at all costs.
In a world, two retired vets decided phone conversations about WWE storylines would make for a good podcast. Only one podcast dares to predict the future, where every move, every feud, every moment is overanalyzed. Grab your number 2 pencils. Get ready to step into the squared circle. This is your front row seat to the storylines as you wish they were written. Welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. Here are your hosts, 4-time Drum Corps Associates World Champion Sean Green, and the keeper of the coveted 10mm socket of excellence, and 2-time small hometown local youth hockey organization champion, Matt Jackson.
Welcome to the If We Had the Pencil podcast. I am your host, busted shoulder and all, but I got 3 Red Bulls, a chocolate shake, talking to you from the hotel room, Sean Green. And with me, as always, my tag team partner, the breaker of portable couches, the destroyer of TVs, Matt freaking Jackson. Matt, how the hell are you?
Good. Yeah, no, my TV I've had for like a year and a half, the backlight has gone out on the top, so now I'm waiting for a new TV. And then did my patio outside, bought one of them fold-out love seats like you have, and had it for 3 days, and like the middle bar broke, so they're sending me another one. So I don't break stuff. I just happen to acquire things that are defective.
Yeah, we saw some defective stuff on Raw, but we'll get to it later on. But like,
Defective, dysfunctional.
Yep, we're gonna have a whole new Sean today for this podcast. Gangster lean, taking it full advantage of podcasting from the couch today. So I got my arms up. I'm good. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm chilling in the house. It's a little cool. We got down to 29 last night, so it's 54 right now. But I'm like, I ain't going outside.
It sucks because like the weather here, like obviously this year has been the first time I've ever been to Colorado. I think I may have drove through. I don't know. Anyways, the weather is like, I don't want to call it bipolar because there's a flow to it, right? So you get up in the morning and it's cold, like cold, like need a jacket. It's cold. Got to warm the car up. Okay, cool. By the time I get to work here, I'm already dropping down to just the hoodie. I'm good. And then the day hits and it's like 70s. Like if I'm outside, I feel the sun. I feel like I'm already getting sun, working on my tan already, and it's gorgeous.
On in the car.
I don't go that far, but like windows are down for sure. And then like I drive back to the hotel, and by the time I get back to the hotel, it's like I need my hoodie again. Like the ebb and flow here is just ridiculous. It's like, I mean, what? It was like 30 degrees at night and then 70 during the day. That's a 40-degree swing, man.
I remember I remember the coldest I ever was in Kuwait in December, and we were doing up armor detail up at Camp Buring, right up, heading towards the Iraq border. And we were out there, we're on night shift making hillbilly armor for the Humvees because they didn't have armor. So we made it. And it was like in the 20s. And the generator lights, you could see off the sand dunes. You could see it glistening. And then that's because of the sand dunes were frosting. I had never been so cold. Even Fort Drum, 40 below. Oh, at that 28-degree night with 30-mile-an-hour winds and frozen sand dunes. Terrible. But like, by the middle of the day, it'd be like 75 degrees.
Yep. Oh, it was just like that in Kuwait, just for passing through for R&R, right? Like, get off the plane, it's like you just walked into a hairdryer.
Oh.
The wind's blowing, it gets hotter, and then, like, you're making, like, life decisions. Like, I really don't want to go to the bathroom until the sun goes down.
No, it's like 125 degrees, and then then on top of that, you get the Shamal wins. Those are always pleasant.
Dude, I got to experience some of that Colorado wind today.
Oh, yeah.
Like the gust. Woo!
And that's what sweeps all the way across into the Midwest, Oklahoma, Kansas, that whole area. But yeah, it's windy out there.
Belly of excellence kind of got exposed when my shirt flapped up, and I was like, whoa, kind of walking around like tugging my shirt, pulling the Picard maneuver, like, yeah, but it was a good day.
All the while
but
going
anyways,
like, easy ladies, take it easy, ladies. It's not all.
I know, calm down. I know. Especially after the haircut. Everybody's talking about the effing haircut. Like, I can't even tell you, dude. Like, I pulled into the parking lot the first day, and the guys are like, well, I thought it kind of looked like you, but I didn't know. The hair wasn't right, so I didn't know. And I'm like, this is the spring look, so. But anyways, Matt, we've had a weekend.
Like Bob Ross, you got a fresh canvas, and by fall,
happy little trees
everywhere, and a little brook or something. I don't know, but yeah,
my beard is like a bonsai tree. So.
It is. It just does. It grows a little faster than one. That's for sure.
Whew, we got a lot to talk about, though. It's Elimination Chamber week. We got some exciting stuff going on, and we had a great SmackDown and a very meh.
I wouldn't even call it meh.
Actually, substandard.
Substandard, yep. Piss poor.
Very substandard Raw. It was bad.
It was.
I calls it the ways I sees it, precious, and it was bad. But let's talk about the good. We're going to start with the good, and we'll get into the bad, and we'll keep going. Maybe we'll have some visitors along the way. It is Elimination Chamber week. I'll get this out there right now. We'll talk about it at the end, too. BC Wrestling Pod is hosting the watch-along for this pod. I for sure will be dipping in. Matt will probably dip in. We'll talk with Mikey and the boys, and we'll have some fun. Because let me tell you, we learned a valuable lesson at Raw, but we'll get into it when we get to Raw. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So, all right. SmackDown kicks off. We get the Cody promo. Yay. Jacob interrupts. Woohoo! And yeah. So I have an observation that's really been sticking in my craw. And Matt, tell me if you've noticed this. Have you noticed that Cody's non-ring gear, his Cody apparel, if you will, is rocking a C like NFL players have on their freaking shirts?
Yeah, the captain patch. Yeah, I don't.
Bro, we're taking this QB1 bullshit a little too far. I'm feisty and jacked up on Red Bull, so good luck, everybody. Sorry for the curses now.
That's all right.
Yeah, like, dude, like, we're taking this QB1 BS too far.
I like Drew here. In fact, I love Drew. I think, I always say I'm a Gunther guy. That doesn't mean Gunther's my favorite, man. I think right now it's Drew. Drew is just doing God's work. And I just love, it's the subtle things. He talks about how much he loves being champion, and then he says how much he loves SmackDown. Yeah, another shot across the bow to Raw. I like it. Drew keeps speaking the truth. And by the way, I watched an interview with Drew McIntyre on Busted Open with Dave LaGreca. Drew's just Drew.
I saw the highlights, man.
He's not a babyface. He's a heel. He's Drew McIntyre. And he said Drew McIntyre and the real Drew are pretty similar. Like, it's pretty much the same guy, but I'm telling you, I don't want to see them take the title off him soon. I think he's doing an outstanding job as champion. I think he represents the brand.
So I think WWE right now has a babyface problem, a big-time babyface problem. And what I mean by that is your two probably biggest babyfaces are Cody Rhodes and CM Punk right now. And none of them inspire me whatsoever. Cody, I think, would excel more as a heel-ish. He has heel tendencies, but yeah, I'm just not, and then trying to ramp up this whole Cody Drew bullshit, and it's just like, dude, son.
Well, the problem is, like, when you had your true baby faces back in the day, like, they would have terrible things done to him. Like, okay, Cody got his head kicked through the announce desk or whatever. But I'm saying, like I remember when Jake Roberts like dropped the ring bell on Ricky Steamboat's throat. That was a huge deal. Like Steamboat was out. He wouldn't even talk for like 3 months when he was on TV. So like you would feel so bad that Ricky Steamboat got effed up so bad by Randy Savage that like when it came time, like you wanted Ricky to kill Randy. You don't get that. Like Cody doesn't take enough. WWE has a problem. They allow the baby faces to get their comeuppance too soon. So like
I just think that
they don't.
neither one
Your baby faces
inspires
have
me.
to suffer. That's what gets the fans behind the baby. Suffer physically and also emotionally. You know, they lose their title or they lose this or, you know, just stuff happens. But I don't know. That's why we can't get. That's why like fans don't get behind the baby faces like they used to, because they don't earn that sympathy. But Drew's just a different animal. Like he's really. I mean, he's a heel. Like I guess he's a heel because all he fights is faces. So with that, if you want Drew just to be Drew and he's not a face or a heel, let him fight some of the heels. Like let him fight him too. Let him like have issues with somebody.
I think Drew becomes compelling as like the brand champion, and like I really do have in my notes just from listening to Drew talk. I'm like, Drew is so much more compelling as champion than Cody, and I like Cody. I appreciate Cody, but Cody with the belt is so vanilla, and it's just like, gosh darn gee willikers, and it's just like, bro. And the only time he gets edgy is when somebody like takes him to task. And it's like, okay, I like Cody, pissed off Cody, but like even pissed off Cody's kind of wearing on me because it's the same temper tantrum, you know? And then it's like, Cody said a bad word. And it's just like,
I'll tell you, hands down, I think the best partner that Cody's had on his run, the most time I got vested with Cody and behind him and really liked him, his feud with Kevin Owens. I think.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
without a doubt.
That's what Cody was at his absolute best. I don't think Roman brought out the best in him. I think Drew brings out better in Cody, but I want
because
Cody chasing Drew because I think Drew can lead and Cody can kind of add to it. I think it can be really good. But like,
is Kevin Owens in the box? Anyways, continue. I don't even know his status. I'm just like, I miss KO. KO's one of my favorite wrestlers. Like,
he was a great heel, and like baby face. I mean, he could.
But he's so good as a heel, and like he breaks the fourth wall all the time, and like he does so much good work. I love Kevin Owens, and I love Kevin Owens especially in championship circles, which, you know, when they were talking about Unreal, the original plan was for KO to go over, and I was like, I really like that. You know, like KO being that guy, because KO is so good at twisting, and Drew has kind of picked up on this, so I'll give Drew credit too. They're so good at twisting reality to make it fit and make you look like the a-hole. And like, they're so good at it. KO is the master of it, without a doubt.
Well, what's great about what they both do, and we talked about this before with Drew, is like they speak truth. They really don't lie. It's just how it's their representation.
The way they interpret the truth.
The way they interpret the truth or the way they see the truth. But they're really the fundamental
this is my truth.
It's all fundamental truth. Like they're not lying about it. They're just a little wonky. It's like religion. You know, you have all your different denominations, which are pretty close, but believe a little differently on some things. So it's kind of like the same. And then you got your wacky cults, but we won't get into that. But that'd be the Wyatts.
Aren't we in a cult? We watch wrestling. Like, IWC says anybody that's likes WWE is in a cult. Anyways, after that, we get a backstage hype session from Ilya with Mello, and it was just like, okay, you know, I like your intensity, big guy, but then Ilya goes out and has a match with Tama Tonga. So.
And actually takes the L. Well, a little bit of help from his friends. I love this match. It was super stiff. Those guys were, shit was landing.
I had that written down. I was like, it was stiff. One thing that's really starting to irk me is there's a lot that the MFTs do that come across as Timu Bloodline. And it's really kind of bothers me, right? Like, I'll give you a good example. It's something that kind of stuck in my craw. So Tonga has the match, but they come out to Solo's music. I get it. He's the leader and everything else. But like, once again, you just got the one schmuck up front and all the background players aren't getting any love. You know what I mean?
Yep. There's and I think if Solo's wrestling, of course, he gets his music. If he's coming out to cut a promo or they're coming out as a group for something, then you can play Solo's music. But yeah, when Tama Tonga's coming out to wrestle, like play his music. Like Solo
It
could be
just
there with it.
It devalues like their individuality and it's bothersome. But
Like
so
the
after all the
Vision, like the
shenanigans,
Vision, when the Vision comes out as a whole, they have the Vision music in Titantron. But if say it's Logan Paul and Austin Theory as a tag team, they each get their own music and
yes,
graphics. So they need to do
because
that with
they're
the
their own person, and
Yeah,
like the MFTs are just, I don't know, it bothers me, and like I feel like I'm nitpicking the MFTs a lot lately, but like it's just little stuff because I want to care, and it's just like I get bored,
well,
like because
and
I don't
another thing
understand the
is
guys.
too. All those guys have great personalities. It's in the family, but like we've seen Tama do stuff backstage, and like they all got like they're entertaining, and I feel like they're handcuffing the MFTs by not letting their individuality shine. So
Yeah,
they're kind
well,
of it's not good for for them, and I think it weakens the faction. Unless it's going to be part of the storyline where Solo's ego gets the best of him again, he has to control everything and he alienates everybody like he did before. So
it's been done.
I know.
Like that's the problem, right? Like I said, it's different enough not to be the bloodline, but it still comes across as Timu bloodline. Like it's like we went and got all the backups on the team and like threw them together. Like, here we go.
We called up all the guys from AAA. Here they are.
Bloodline replacements edition. Go.
But
You
like
know, but
but the thing is, all these guys have like great backgrounds. It's not like they're all rookies. They have like great.
no, they are, but like their character work and their storyline is just so meh.
Yeah,
It's so intertwined with like Solo. It's just they're 100% coming across as all the backup dancers to Solo Sokoa. That's all they do. And like they're trying to give you hints that like Tonga's really got a story because he's got history with Shin and everything else. And it's like, cool. And then you're like, but he's just the background dancer. You know, to quote Scary Movie, you're like, she made out with a backup dancer.
there we go.
Sorry,
18 minutes in, we got a movie reference.
Well, if I could podcast and meme at the same time, it'd be even better, but I can't. So after that, we get a great Wyatt Six promo. Like, this is what Wyatt Six should always be. And eventually they're going to have to go over because, like, you can't just keep on having them taking L's to the MFTs. So, like, I think you really need to, like, Uncle Howdy's got to go over Solo. And I like that he called him out individually. And he was like, hey, you got to do you, boo. And I was like, do it. Do it.
So, I bet you it's going to be Solo and Uncle Howdy in some type of gimmick match, and whoever wins gets back the lantern or whatever. It'll be.
Well, I think he just takes it back. It's just, it's. I like the build to it. I appreciate it. So after that, Drew leaves the arena. Okay, cool. We all know what's going on there. Randy tries to cut a promo, but Aleister Black and Selena Vega decide to show up and go, woo, okay, we're just going to poke the bear a little bit. Like, look, a sleeping bear. Let's poke it with a stick. It's going to, what could possibly go wrong, right?
That's a big bear to poke.
I do feel like God, I hate to make these comparisons. Like, I do feel like the Aleister Black character is like going a quasi Karrion Kross route where he's kind of being a combo of him and Zelina, kind of the evil whisperers, right? Oh, Cody don't care about you. You know what I mean? Like, there's little flutters in there that you're like, oh yeah.
They just basically repackaged that whole gimmick and gave it to Alistair and Zelina, basically, because.
But he comes off so much more. I mean, Cross could have done a lot with it. They just never let him do it.
No.
So I'll give Cross his props because that's what I wanted. I wanted Cross to be that guy that, you know, I think that there's room. We talked about it a long time ago, like when Cena was beating up all the faces, where we wanted those faces after Cena beat them, like they start becoming heels. I think there's room for the character switcher guy, right? Like you have a program, and Black definitely could fit that mold where you have a program with him, he starts getting in your head, you know, kind of like the little Emperor Palpatine thing, like, you know, let the hate flow through you, you know, kind of deal where they kind of turn to the dark side. I think that there's, you know, there's some work that you could do there. I don't think it would be like top line storyline, but there's something you could do there.
So question, could Aleister Black be the one to get Johnny Gargano out of his catatonic state with his mind power, the power of suggestion? You see the pictures? They're on vacation. He's like catatonic in the deck chair. He's catatonic. He's like catatonic. It's hilarious. Like
it's like, one of the. There's a South Park episode that talks.
Chop is at his daughter at Gargano's daughter's birthday party, and like Gargano's on the table like catatonic. It's hilarious.
It's so good. Well, because there's a South Park episode where they talk about memes and meme theory and all this, that, and the other, right? But they were talking about like stuff like planking and all this other crap, right? You know, I was starting to think about that. And I was just like, we are in a prime time for some of the greatest memes being created between Johnny Gargano just laying out on everything and then that stupid Canadian curler. That picture is never going away. As much as that guy wishes it would, that picture of him poking that freaking rock is never going away. And it's going to be great. Like, because it's just going to show up and he's going to be poking different stuff. As a Bills fan, I went through it, right? Like, there was a whole stretch where people were cutting memes of Josh Allen jumping over things. Like when he was just willy-nilly jumping over other grown-ass men in the NFL, Anthony Barr, but like jumping over them, and then it was like, here's Josh Allen jumping over the moon. Josh Allen jumping over the pyramids. Like, this Gargano stuff is like great. Like him on top of the crate, I was dying. Dude. It was so effing good. But you know what wasn't good? We got a Lash Legend and Nia Jax promo. Bro, I'm out on Nia Jax. Like, out. I'm out. I need a change.
I've seen Nia like on some like stuff on YouTube and her on podcasts. She's totally different. Like, I just don't think she's built to be a heel. I think she's like, if she was just like Nia Jax, the real person, I think she could go over as a babyface, but they want her to be this monster heel because she's big. And do you want your biggest... I don't think they want Nia Jax to be a babyface because she's supposed to be so dominant. So, I don't know, but...
But you can be dominant. You can let the problem is, and I think this you may hit on the head, like, it might be the best character work is when they're quasi-authentic, right? Like, when there's a touch of authenticity, and if her personality is counter to what she's trying to portray, maybe that's why she rings as hollow. You know,
I've seen interviews of her where she talked about how she had to like beat up R-Truth to get in like the men's Royal Rumble and all that stuff. And like her talking about getting RKO'd by Randy Orton. And she's like, I just didn't want to F it up, you know? And she's just like down to earth and like personable. And then her character is like the opposite. So I don't know. Maybe
no risk it, no biscuit.
I guess not. But Lash Legend, she's
awesome.
Yeah. How about that three-way EC qualifying match with her and Kiana and Charlotte? What'd you think?
Yeah, we're getting there. Jade cut a promo that was meh.
That's
her
right.
Promos are just meh.
Yeah.
Charlotte came out. Charlotte ignoring Jade as, kind of doing the LA Knight thing while Jade's like up in her face. It's like, that's kind of, yeah. Well done. And Kiana James, of all people, wins that qualifier. Did not see that coming. Very cool, happy for it.
Yep. We've talked in the past about how we didn't know what they were doing with her and Julia, and like we just want to be invested. Like we said last week, it started at Rumble, so now we're like invested. She was again strong performance in this match. I thought Charlotte was going to go over. We knew Nia wasn't, but we thought Charlotte was going to go over to be in the chamber with Alexa, and something happened. Really, I think it was a great call. You got some young talent. She's like super good in the ring. And is this going to cause any conflict with her and Julia? Because Julia didn't get in the Elimination Chamber.
I don't think so yet.
I think it will once Julia drops the IC title the U.S. title. And I think that's when the conflict is. I'm not expecting James to win the Elimination Chamber, but just the fact that she got the push into it, that's huge. Good. That's a good deal for her.
So we got some comedy and some poetry from Kit Wilson.
And a great technical match afterwards.
Bro, I loved this whole thing with Obafemi and him. It was a great dynamic, and I would like to see more of it. Not that the problem is like, that was the first time when it comes to Obafemi that I felt like I saw Obafemi, right? Like, you can come out, you can be the dominant guy, but you saw a softer side, and it was great. And it was like kind of fun. And yeah, Kit Wilson's poetry sucks, but read another one. Like, I was loving it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the poetry sucks, but Kit is just hilarious delivering it. He's really, don't want to use a pun, but he's embraced his role.
Yes, he has. Yes, he is a feminist.
He even called Oba a feminist. I thought that
he did. I think that was more out of self-preservation, but yes. All right, so after that, we get Truth talking about what's in the box. And as with anything, truth is truth. So he's on our Mount Rushmore for a reason. I loved it. I love anything R-Truth. You could just put him on the screen and let him talk, and yeah.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as good as the promo where he had everyone in stitches. But yeah. Just
the roses are red, violets are blue, whatever it was. Yeah. The infamous camel toe.
So after that, we get Tiffany Stratton and Alba Fire. This was the first time that I truly liked Tiffany Stratton's ring gear. Now, I'm not the fashion police. I'm not that guy. But man, it was very Shawn Michaels-esque, and like, I loved it. It was a great look on her. Like, it wasn't, I feel like some of the outfits for the females is kind of, you know what I mean? Kind of bizarre, to be honest with you.
Like a lot of times Tiffany was wearing like Catholic schoolgirl stuff, and it's very high school and I mean, she's an adult now, so it's a little, the outfit she wore.
Legally Blondish.
Yeah, there you go. There we go. I'm thinking Mean Girls or whatever.
Yeah, Legally Blonde is probably apropos.
Sure.
But yeah. And
that look, that it was a more athletic type of apparel she was wearing. So she looked more like an athlete.
It was functional.
There we go.
It was functional.
Especially with all the wardrobe malfunctions we've had over the years. I think it'll hold things together a little better than some of the stuff she's worn.
Charlotte's ring gear on SmackDown was doing some of God's work, all right? Like, it was doing some God's work because the dogs were trying to escape.
Yes.
But they were very well contained.
A couple of times. Actually, it went black for Charlotte, and then as she got fixed, it went black for Nia, and for some reason, it went back to black for Charlotte again. That's why you had like a 7 or 8 second blackout screen. I don't know.
I don't know.
Playing dueling boobies? I don't.
Well, as with anything, when you have anybody associated with the Secret Hervis, you get Chelsea Green, and she is an absolute treasure. And like, you have to give her props. She's injured. She's on the shelf. And she's out there just doing Chelsea Green things. And yeah, all for it. All for it.
She's hilarious. Yeah, then especially when she stood up and what's his name, Wade Barrett thought she was miraculously healed. Like, I don't know. Does she have a broken ankle or is it like a high ankle sprain?
I would have to go back and look. I think she had a broken ankle, to be honest with you, but I could be wrong. Know who wasn't wrong for once? Sami Zayn talking to Cody Rhodes backstage.
Yeah,
and woo! My happiest moment was Sami just calling him out, and I was like, "Good for you, Sami." And I mean, Cody tried to twist it around, but again, they're feeding this whole narrative that he's the golden boy.
Does that mean that Sami's been what Drew told Sami is kind of sinking in a little bit?
I hope so. I truly hope so. I would have loved a segment where Drew's just like, "You saw how they did you dirty." I'm still waiting for that because I think it's something that could be very good and very useful. And Sami needs a refresh, man. Make him a heel. Or just bring Kevin Owens back. Either or,
Yeah, but
and then Kevin Owens can knock some sense into him.
Kevin Owens has said when he comes back he wants to work with Seth Rollins.
Oh.
Like, not against Seth Rollins, but together with Seth Rollins.
No, but like, so if Seth, I mean, obviously Cody has issues with Roman, or not Cody, KO's got issues with Roman and the bloodline. Like, him tying in with Seth. Like, look, we'll talk about it when we get on to Raw. And the vision is hurting. They're all on IR right now. Like, I don't know how else to put it, but like,
pretty soon the only one not injured is going to be Paul Heyman. And he's not the healthiest looking dude in the world either.
You could very easily hit the igniter switch on that faction very quickly again, or the counter to that faction, right? If you did the counter to that faction and you had Seth Rollins, KO, so good. So I've made this abundantly clear. I am not a fan of mid-card champions entering qualifying matches for the world championship. So I think it devalues their championship. It's something that really irritates me and bugs me. However, we get Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, and Damian Priest in a qualifier match. And I can tell you right now, Trick Williams is super duper uber incredibly over.
Yes.
And like, I love his style because he is so opportunistic in the ring, right? Like, he finds those opportunities where he kind of ducks out and slithers out, lets action kind of take place, and then he comes in and capitalizes. Yeah. I love that style.
He's smart.
Right?
And I like how he mixes like his power move. He's basically a power wrestler, but also like throws out. Man, his spinning leg lariat is like incredible. Like who'd he hit? He hit with one and his damn leg like wrapped around whoever he hit. I think it was Priest. I think he nailed Priest with one. I mean, it looked like a clothesline, but it was a leg lariat. And I was
leg lift, yeah.
It was a leg lariat and caught him like right up around the. I'm like, it looked awesome. So, really like the guy. I did learn something. So people who posted on TikTok, I posted a short about Whoop That Trick, and I didn't know the backstory of Whoop That Trick. That it came from Memphis and came from, I forget what it came from. I don't know, but there's a whole history lesson on it. I learned it through comments, so thank you for educating me, our TikTok listeners. Yeah, it was a chant in Memphis. And
I mean, for Trick Williams or just separate, like a sports thing?
It's a sports thing. You hear it all the time. It's happened for years.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I don't know that.
I didn't either, but I live in a bubble, so.
It's from the movie Hustle and Flow. Yeah, which I don't think I've ever seen, so that's why I did. But you know what? It's great.
I don't think I have either.
I mean, now that chant's getting everywhere again, not just Memphis. So,
yeah. Well, backstage we get Grace, and yeah, that was whatever. But we get Gargano catatonic on the crate, as we talked about earlier. We don't have to rehash it, but I love him on just catatonic everywhere. I love that his wife is like carting his ass around too, which makes it all the better, right? Like, what was it? You know, he was on like one of the production boxes, you know, for transport, and she's like pushing his ass down the hall because he's just so catatonic. I love it so much.
And then when he does speak, he just says how he has nothing. Meanwhile, his wife is like right next to him, but he has nothing. He lost everything. So it's funny. I'm waiting to see how they get him out of his catatonic state.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. So speaking of interesting, so we get Rhea and Julia in a match, and it was a really good paced match too. And man, you can't deny it. Rhea Ripley is one of the biggest female stars they have. She consistently gets a pop every effing time. She had the loudest pop of the night.
Yeah,
you know, more so than Trick Williams.
Yeah,
so
that's not the first time it happens either. It's quite often she'll get the biggest pop of the night. And I thought it was a good match. I understand why it ended the way it did, but with no clear-cut winner, because I don't think you want to stop Julia's momentum, nor Rhea's. So, but I was happy with it. And again, I love Rhea's mix of the technical style, the aerial style, the power style. Like she's constantly evolving with her in-ring work and as well as her character as well. But yeah, I can't say enough good things about Rhea Ripley. And Julia had a strong showing again. She looked like super good. So I think that someone hit the go button on Julia and Kiana James for sure.
No, they do. They just need character, right? Like, yeah, I mean, we get a backstage segment with Charlotte and Julia, you know, then the MFTs have a segment, and then we get the Black and Orton match, which, okay, you know. So it was a good match. I mean, wasn't thrilled at the ending, but, you know.
Well, Randy didn't lose straight up because we had shenanigans with Cody and Drew during the match and all that stuff. And
I know.
Black gets a distraction.
I do find it interesting that Drew has been systematically working his way through everybody in the chamber. Like, he has been deliberately, you got to really look into it. Like, there's so many layers to that character. So, Matt, you got anything else about SmackDown? Got to keep the train rolling. It's
actually a really good
EC week.
I know.
It was really good. It was entertaining.
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. Actually, I gave the show an A- grade. If we talk about it, like thinking, well, not a lot happened, but all the in-ring work was good. All your backstage segments were pretty solid, and you're going to see it's going to be a lot different with Raw. But this was really an entertaining show. It flew by. Really liked it. Our little chat group that we had, everybody was kind of. We noticed this last night, Sean. When the show is really good, the amount of text, like, they shorten because they're usually pretty short, like, oh, that was cool, that was sweet. And then when you get, like, a really lousy show, we just kind of get lost in we go on different tangents and silliness. And
I think I nailed it and summed it up last night when I said that this text group, when the show is good, I was like, all we talk about, like, oh, wow, that was a really good match. We talk about the wrestling and the show. When the show is shit, Raw, man, you want to talk about, like, ADD poodles and, like, just, whoo. It was, last night was probably the most engaged, unengaged group of individuals I have ever seen in a text chat ever. Like,
it was more entertaining than the show, that's for sure.
It was, and it was funny, and it was just like, it's such an interesting dynamic because you knew the show was shit, and it was just like getting worse and worse and worse.
That's when our chat got funnier. So, like, I don't want to.
Yeah, then it started going off the rails.
I don't want to see a show fail, but like after the first hour and like 20 minutes, I kind of gave up hope. Like I knew the AJ's thing was going to be cool and sentimental, but like. Not even halfway through the show, I'm like, I just want the rest of the show to suck too, so that way we can have more fun in our text chat group just talking crap. Like if it gets good, like oh we gotta get serious here again, and like but we're having too much fun. I'm like, yeah,
professionalism.
Let the show suck.
Yeah, it was, and it was funny too because we all kind of came down to the same conclusion at the end of the night. We were all kind of like, well, thank God we had each other because this would have been a slog had we not been like entertaining each other.
It would have felt like 4.5 hours instead of 2.5 hours.
And going back to the SmackDown though, like obviously we were talking during that one too, but like even towards the end, it was like, oh shit, we're at the end already. Like, time's up, and that's a 3-hour show.
But you don't get a lot of sidebars either. We're kind of honed in on what the show is with very little sidebars. Like last night, yeah, we were talking the show, but man, if our text was like a tree, had branches off shooting that are still going.
But it was compounded by last night was like the epitome of the compounding of shit, right? Yeah. So what you got last night was 6 million freaking commercials.
Mm-hmm.
You got like some of the most lackluster freaking everythings. It was just, oh my God, it was so bad. Like there wasn't a lot and they didn't build on a lot. So like,
no, and they didn't give much of the bark and seals to really orf about last night either.
So we get Dragon Lee.
Not one, this is awesome chant. Not one, holy shit chant. I mean, they're going to chant CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. But, like, I think it was a crowd that was, like, stoked to be there because of the AJ thing. And on paper, like, what they advertised looked good. And then WWE just let out a big wet fart all over the fans in Atlanta last night.
It was bad. It was bad. And
we're going to talk about it, too.
We should. So we kick off the show. Gunther, Dragon Lee attacks Gunther. Okay. Obviously Gunther had something to say. He beat AJ Styles, if you didn't know. I don't know. Like, I saw an article about Gunther this week that said that he should be an attraction. Like Roman Reigns. And I'm like, get the F out of here. Like, just no.
And who said that again?
IWC, brother. IWC.
Said that who?
Gunther.
No, that's like Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, Roman. Well, Goldberg's retired, but like Brock coming back. He's back for WrestleMania. That's it. Maybe one or two things after, but we know Brock. He comes for a short time, and then he does what he's got to do, and then he goes away. No, Gunther. No, you need to keep Gunther on the roster. This stuff you can do with him. Definitely. There's a lot of things. I don't know. Did you see the Gunther promo last night? Because I know you came in kind of late.
That was the one thing I missed because, stupid job. I came scurrying in the room and I missed it. I'm like texting you guys. I'm like, wait, did Cody kick off the show? Like, Cody was coming out as soon as I came through the door.
No, it started off with Cole and Graves. They're in the ring and they're talking about AJ and how they're going to give him a tribute. And then Gunther just shows out and kicks Michael and Corey out and talks about how disgusted he is that they're honoring AJ when they should be honoring him. And then Pearson security, I'm putting my quotations around security, come out to escort Gunther. Gunther says he's going to leave on his own, and then Dragon Lee attacks him. And I think that's so you didn't even see Dragon Lee attack Gunther. As Gunther was going to the back, Dragon Lee attacked him and he fought him in the back, and then Pierce is back losing his shit, which is awesome. I love a angry Adam Pearce, and then Cody shows up, and then the vision comes out, and then do you see it?
Why is Cody on Raw? He's a SmackDown property.
Then we saw.
Why is he on Raw?
I don't know. They should have had the USC marching band out there. Somebody dressed up as the kitchen sink because like 2/3 of the men's roster came out last night. The only thing that saved it was Paul Heyman and Logan Paul, especially Logan Paul just going off. But
yeah,
I get tired of this. Like they do it on SmackDown too. It's like the opening promo. It's like Someone gets out there, they play his music, the fans sing along. They get there, they do their pose, and just about to say something, or they talk for about 20 seconds, is about to get to something. Next guy out, and then it's next guy out. And like, hell with it. Let's bring out the Usos so Jake can like eat for 5 minutes, and then somebody interrupt him. Can we just get to the point? Like, if I want to go to a rock concert, I'll go to a rock concert. Like, can we not have an excuse to have 14 people come out in the first 20 minutes of the show before we actually get anything?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. So Cody Rhodes, who's on Raw for no reason, comes out. The Usos pack him up, and then we get our qualifying match between Jey Uso, Bronson Reed, and the original El Grande Americano in a triple threat. And Bronson Reed gets hurt. All reports are Bronson Reed was supposed to go over, but they pivoted to Jay. Torn bicep. Unfortunately, I called it right out the gate.
You sure
did.
As
soon as I saw the slow-mo, I was like, he tore his bicep. Like, you could just see the way his arm caught the stack, and I was like, that's a bicep injury. He's done. And it turned out to be the case. And it sucks. And Bleacher Report pointed it out, man. They're like, that's twice now he's been on good runs leading into Mania.
Mm-hmm.
And he just had bad luck. Happened in the Survivor Series, and now it happened here. It was like, fuck. I feel bad for the dude.
Me too, because this time he was really getting a push. I mean, big time. I don't know if he was going to win Elimination Chamber. I'm going to say no, but he's poised to become one of the top guys. And, like, just as he gets there, bad stuff happens, and Bronson Reed's on the shelf. And I don't know for how long, but I know it's not a quick recovery from a torn bicep.
Well, and this is what we were talking about with the Vision, right? They're going to have to
get more.
They're going to have to tread water and then start building back up.
Get more masked men to fight the masked men.
Always need the masked men, dude. But they pivoted to Jay. Great, whatevs. I don't care. Yeah. Like I'm so underwhelmed right now, and this show just
that kind of sucked the life out of the show. Once Bronson got hurt, it really seemed like it started the downward spiral. The opening vignette, the 25 minutes of people coming out, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. Not a lot got accomplished except for the Gunther Dragon Lee fight and Pierce getting bad. But we know any momentum you would have kicked off this show with once Bronson lost, and people aren't invested in Jay as the world champion anymore.
No, and the big problem is WWE by its nature, typically on PLE week, plays it safe, right? That's why this show sucked, because it was promo, commercial, 8 minutes of commercial. Dude, they were running 7-8 commercials last night.
Oh, I know.
Per commercial segment. That's ridiculous. And
I should get money back from Netflix for watching all those ads.
Oh my God. It was terrible. But not the worst they've done, but it was bad last night.
It was almost Saturday Night Main Event bad. Pretty close.
Yeah, it was up there. So after that, we get Liv Morgan and her choose. So she drags Jade Cargill out. She drags Stephanie Vakir out to make her big decision that we all knew she was going to pick Stephanie Vakir. Honestly, if I was Jade, I would have cracked her in the head with my belt on the way out for wasting her time. Meh. Okay, cool. And it kind of went the way you expected. Cool. That's where we're going.
The only good thing was Liv when she hit Vakir with the microphone. At least it made a noise. That was about I'm like, oh, the thunk was cool when the mic hit her.
Well, Vakir's drop too.
Yeah.
When she took a shot and she just planked and dropped. She took it all, man. I was like, okay.
Yep.
Good on you. It wasn't usually they kind of slow roll and kind of wiggle their way down. Nope. She was like, crack.
Nice back bump. That's how you're supposed to do it. So now we got Liv versus Vakir at WrestleMania, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's because Dom's going to move on to the next one.
Yes.
Love him and leave him Dom, Matt. Love him and leave him Dom. Even he wasn't getting heat last night. It was just...
I know, because when they don't let him talk when he grabs the mic, and he like ran through the whole spiel, and so it makes me wonder if is WWE piping crowd noise in when they want to have excessive heat on people.
No. Well, yes and no. I think Dom was natural because it's the barking seal effect, right? Like, that is Dom. We boo Dom. Boo. You know, boo.
And then when we're done booing him, then we start chanting "Dirty, Dirty Dom," because
it's just what you do, and
cause
like there's no substance or they're in the Matrix, buddy. They're in the Matrix. You know who ain't in the Matrix? Maxine Dupree, because she got knocked the F out.
You got knocked out.
I mean, technically, she got a concussion according to Bleacher Report. So I was like, you and I had this debate before we started. We were like, is it a work? I don't think it's a work. I think she legit got effed up.
Well, yeah, I will say it. I never saw an X symbol from the ref. I didn't see medical rushing out there. And the thing is, like, Natty came back and, like, attacked her a couple more times. If she was legit knocked out, do you really think they would have let her touch her? If there was
I didn't say she was legit knocked out. I said she's got a concussion. There's a difference. You know what I mean? She might have taken the shot, felt her head effed up, and was like, oh, I'm going to die. You know, I'm going to rest this one out. I don't know.
We'll see.
Again, the show is so, like, incoherent and stupid. It really bothered me. Like, the show is just shit. But
screw
because
it.
then we move on.
I'm going to say it's a work. Until proven otherwise, Maxine's concussion is a storyline.
Hey, you said Seth was a work, so I'll give you your props. Maybe you're that good. I did call the bicep, though. Anyways.
Clock's right twice a day.
Yeah. So, Paul Heyman, forever the opportunist, decides he comes out with Brock Lesnar. And they issue an open challenge for WrestleMania. This is the cheapest, shittiest, dumbest effing thing. This is so part-timey. It is like the part-timey of part-timey. Like, it is so ridiculous. So now we can't even do a build because we're not going to know who the guy is. We're going to wait until Brock's in the ring and like, who will have the balls to cheat? Oh my God, it's Obafemi.
There you go.
Like,
and
really?
Now we get Brock for what? Is it? He's on like the next 5 Raws or no? He's on 5 consecutive Raws. Yeah, but so is Brock. They put Brock's appearance schedule and he's on like 5 Raws in a row too.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, he might be there for 5 Raws, but is he going to wrestle anybody? No. He might have some people.
Especially not now. Oh my God.
Dude, he looked jacked though last night. He's the biggest he's ever been, I think. He's a freaking monster. I was hoping we'd hear him talk, but I get it. He'll talk at some point because Paul's just talking to issue the open challenge, and Brock's just standing there to look big and mean with a dip in his mouth, and country as hell.
Hey, if people can come to the ring smoking blunts and over Cody Rhodes, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
but like, I hate this whole open challenge bullshit. Like, I better get a build. I demand a build. But you know what? This is what scares me about this show, right? Like, I really am concerned now that WWE is going to go into like safety dance mode. Like, it's just going to be everything must be safe. We must protect Mania in Las Vegas that we can't sell tickets to at all costs. Must save it.
Oh, it's like, fuck, didn't they just discount tickets like 25% last week?
It didn't help, according to reports. But I don't know, dude. Like, maybe don't have it in the same venue back to back. Maybe don't overprice your fans out. And maybe don't shit on everybody and take it to Saudi Arabia this following year. You do you, boo, but you only have yourself to blame.
I mean, it was supposed to be in New Orleans this year, which is like 4 hours from me. Not that I was going to go because of the ticket prices. Like, crying out loud. But
they screwed everybody. Like, wasn't Indy supposed to like basically host everything at one point? What happened to that?
Aren't they supposed to get like a summer? No, that's Minnesota's getting a SummerSlam.
No, it was supposed to be like 4 events in
Yeah.
like Indianapolis, and then like that went away, and then it was WrestleMania, New Orleans. They were like, sweet, and then they were like, F that, WrestleMania back in Vegas, baby. Somebody watched Rounders or whatever the hell it is, and like, yeah, back to the desert. Like, F you.
Yeah.
So
I'm telling you, the Saudis are probably going to end up owning the company at some point.
Whatever. So great. We'll see The Rock and Stone Cold come out and walkers and canes and but enough about that.
Pedialyte on a pole match.
Ensure.
Yeah, that's
it's gonna be Ensure. All right, so after that we get Javon Evans versus defeating Kofi Kingston, which I got nervy. This is the compounding problem with this show. I should have been jumping up and down for this match. And by this point, I'm so disgruntled and disengaged in this Raw as a whole. And even this match couldn't save me. And then, like, I'm sure it was an injury angle, but, like, we couldn't have taken that out after everything that we've seen, like, earlier in the night. We got to play another injury angle where I'm like, bro, if he's hurt, I'm just, I don't know. It was a match. It was okay. It just wasn't. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just jaded at this point or if it was just not the best work. I don't know.
I think what it was too. You knew Javon was going to go over Kofi. I mean, the match was good. They had Offset. I don't know much about the hip hop community, but they introduced a whole bunch of rappers and stuff, and then Offset came out with Javon. But Javon's entertaining. Like he gets a little too bouncy. He like almost overshoots people. Like he almost went over Kofi on the OG cutter, and like Kofi.
I said that right away. I was like, for somebody that clears half the ring to do his finisher, he like almost overshot Kofi. Like I was like, holy crap!
That dude doesn't have tendons in his legs. He has springs. He's got to.
Oh.
Somebody inserted like pogo sticks or something into his legs because he just.
That's what happens when you grow up watching Super Mario Brothers. Boing, boing.
Even Montez Ford is like, damn.
Yeah. Whoo. I want to watch them collide. I want that Ricochet, Logan Paul kind of collision.
Time nobody will touch. They'll just be floating in the air.
We're going to have Michael Jordan in the background, like rehashing his days from Space Jam. I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly.
I'm definitely out. I'm definitely out on that.
Come on. You've never seen Space Jam?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Space Jam's phenomenal. I can't speak to the new one. The original was good.
It was all right. I think that's where the age difference comes in. Because Space Jam was what, like 90, 92?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I loved it.
I was in the Army then. And doing.
God, you're old.
You were like
anyways,
sophomore in high school.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I graduated in 94, so.
Yeah, I graduated 88, so yeah, there's a
You know who else is old, Matt? CMF and Punk. Bro.
You want to see my notes from the promo last night? Tell me if you can see. There we go. That was CM Punk. Blah, blah, blah. That's all if you asked me what he talked about, I really couldn't tell you much.
It was so underwhelming. I think I said in our chat, I was like, is there such a thing as a wrestling generic boring promo cutter? Like the promo was just boring. And I got to shit on Roman Reigns a little bit. Punk has to do this build up with Finn Balor. Finn Balor's cutting great like video promos, like that they played like leading into this segment. But like
even the interaction he had with Dom, where Dom was like, "Oh, you kind of left me out to hang," and like Finn kind of like said, "You guys were hurt. I was out there by myself." And he tells Dom, "I think it's time for you to stop being out there on your own and learn to grow up." And I was like, good on you, Finn. Here comes the wise, crafty old veteran coming out. So I hope Finn goes over at EC.
I know, and I know our fans are gonna like. We have those detractors, but I stand by my statement. Finn should go over. This goes back to the other half of what I said earlier.
Unless he gets screwed by somebody in Judgment Day, then it's okay if he doesn't go over. Like, if it looks like he's going to go over and he gets screwed, I can live with that, especially if it sets up Finn versus Dom at WrestleMania. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Matt, outside of the promo with Roman Reigns, I am truly trying to figure out, do people really dig what CM Punk is putting down right now? Or are they just telling themselves they do because the nostalgia glasses are on and they haven't cleaned them in a while? Like, is he really putting down anything of substance?
No, if you look
because
at it,
like the fact that Roman isn't there, it's just shit. And like, even when he tries to rebuttal stuff, it's just, what do you think, guys? You know, I am kind of a disruptor. I used to be a disruptor, so I should be a disruptor now, blah, 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 blah. Whatever, dude. It just, there's no oomph in anything that he does. Like, he doesn't inspire me at all. Cody doesn't either anymore. I said that. You know, there's no inspiration, just perspiration. I made that up. Trademark of if we had the pencil.
Very good.
But yeah.
Okay. Main event time. But yeah, no, I feel the same way because Punk used to give great interviews. He's like, I know we got these old timers that are working their way out in the next few years. This too shall pass. But we don't need CM Punk to be world champion much longer. At least through WrestleMania, you can go over Roman. Let's look at different options.
I'm so ready to move on.
I'm ready for Braun Breaker to come back, and hopefully he's back in maybe
Break Shop.
Hopefully he's back by Money in the Bank, and then Braun can win Money in the Bank, and Braun can have the briefcase. I still stand by. I would love to see Chelsea Green get the women's Money in the Bank briefcase just for sheer entertainment.
Matt, guess what? Almost perfect timing too. Our best friend.
Hey, Mikey. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Hello.
The man himself.
For reals.
El Jefe himself. Mikey from PC Wrestling Pod's with us.
Saving us from talking about Raw last night.
Joy, cannot wait. Wasn't it the greatest show last night?
No.
Greatest show never.
I'm being facetious.
I got my dude wipes out for it.
God, it was so bad. Sorry for running a little bit late. Our show went over a little bit, but here I am, like I promised. Oh man, okay. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off, shall we? In the last couple of years, I have put up with a lot as a wrestling fan, especially when it comes to WWE. But God, I hate the go-home shows still. They always end up doing nothing for the pay-per-view. It's so boring.
So vanilla.
Was it last summer or last fall? Like, we were commenting on how all of a sudden for about 2 or 3 PLEs, the go-home shows were hot. Like, they were great at leading in. They had a little stretch there where they were getting them right. And now it's just gone back to like, well, let's throw Post-its at the wall and see what sticks, and this is what we got.
It's a frustrating and it's annoying for sure because to me, and this might just be a me thing, but go-home shows are supposed to hype you up and make you want to tune into the pay-per-view.
Yes, sir.
But Raw was so middle of the road. I'm just like, you're not really selling me on wanting to watch this pay-per-view of my own free will. Am I still going to watch it? Well, duh, because I get to hang out with friends. But honestly, if it wasn't for that, I'm not sure if I would be tuning in live yet. I would probably watch the rewatch, but if Raw was boring, I'm very afraid. I really hope SmackDown can turn it around, but I don't have high hopes.
I think I said it earlier tonight. I was like, they're going to play the safety card. They are so scared right now with people getting hurt and everything else. But Mikey, let's plow through it, man. You came in at almost the perfect time. So we were I say perfect timing because we already got through most of Raw. We only got Raquel Rodriguez defeating Io Sky and Kairi Sane. Tell us what you think.
So I definitely think the injury from the beginning of the show really kind of slowed everything down, especially in our final match of the evening with Raquel and Io and Kairi. I don't think it was necessarily okay, I can say this. I think it was serviceable given for what we got. I wanted to see more, but I was like, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I do think they probably told them, hey, don't do anything too crazy because we don't want to lose anybody else. I don't know what's going on in all the promotions right now, but people are dropping like flies right now. And I was just like, what is happening? But I thought the match itself was fine. I was pulling for Kyrie just a little bit, but because we have that ongoing story with Asuka and Kyrie, we'll still be getting into that. I'm really happy to see Raquel in there. Uh, Outside of Rhea, you do need another kind of power base in the chamber, given with who we have in terms of the rest of the field for the women. So I think that was a smart choice. I'm not gonna lie, as chaotic as it would be, I would kind of like to see Raquel win the chamber, just because it would be. I'm here for a chaos gremlin, and I
burn it down, burn it all down.
Exactly. Chaos gremlin me would be fun, and again, I don't work for WWE. I don't get paid for these ideas, but it would be fun to watch Raquel win. Both Liv and Raquel go on to WrestleMania. Liv loses to Stephanie, but Raquel beats Jade and is able to kind of hold that over Liv, and then we can continue that feud for the summer leading into SummerSlam if you really wanted to. But
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Like, we'll get into it because, like I said, you came at the perfect time because right after that match, we got probably the thing that we were all in our text chain going, wow, this whole show sucked. And then AJ Styles comes out and we're like, and we get through AJ giving you I got closure, guys. I got closure. I feel so much better about this now. I was so irate after he lost.
Yes, you
yeah,
were.
don't say.
I am jacked up on Mountain Dew and a chocolate shake right now, so let's do this. But, or not Mountain Dew. Sorry, Red Bull. I have lots of wings right now. Anyways, I finally got my closure. It made sense, too. It was like, nah, man, I had to stop. I had to do this in my home. We didn't get any bullshit, people coming out making, we kind of got all that crap out of the way early on. And it was like, you know what? Cool. We gave AJ his moment, and you see the all the people come out, and you're like, fitting. Better than Cena's, by the way, but fitting.
I loved all the TNA guys. You had Frankie Kazarian out there, and you had Abyss and the Bullet Club, and all. It was really nice that they were able to bring them all out. And I did see some of the after the Raw went off the air, and there was some good moments. There was mostly a lot of hugging and then carrying AJ around the ring. But Mikey, did you get a little bit of chills when Taker comes out on the bike? And he says, "We have unfinished business." Did you know that he was going to put him in the hall when Taker came out?
I had an inkling that he was going to, but it still didn't take away the moment for me personally, even knowing, like, having an inkling, because I thought it was really cool. And I immediately clocked AJ's expression because they didn't tell him that he was about to be put into the Hall of Fame too. So that was the best part, watching AJ's genuine reaction, be like, wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I think he gave I think he gave a holy shit. Like
he
did. I
did.
saw that he mouthed. Yeah, like
he was like,
he did.
Yep, it was glorious, and I'm just like, who's cutting onions over here?
Yeah,
and then
like
I welled up a little bit. I welled up.
So they're right there for the whole thing. Like that's how you do a good moment like that. It was done so well, and Taker doing it, and just the way Taker has a way with words, and it was just really well done. And I was like so happy for AJ because now it's like, okay, now I understand the Royal Rumble situation. Like we didn't drag it out for a year. AJ did it on his terms. And now we get the reward of we're going to see AJ again at the Hall of Fame in April. So it kept AJ around a little bit more. But I think the fans got the big reward, even though AJ lost. We get to see him right in the Hall of Fame.
I'm going to tell you right now, for one fleeting moment until my brain caught up, when he said we have unfinished business, I was like, whoa, are we gonna run this back? Like, because is Gunther really gonna tell Undertaker like, nah, dude, nah, he's retired now. Like, F that. If Undertaker was like, no, we going one more time, ain't nobody telling him no. And then my brain caught up and it was like, nah, he's putting him in the hall because there's no way Undertaker's going back in the ring. So I was like, okay, cool. Woosah. Like, well done, though. The best was us trying to grade the show, and we're like, well, on one hand, this hand's full of shit, and this hand has the AJ stuff. Like,
let me tell you.
I think we all split grades last night. It was like,
it's
shit.
It's really hard because, like, not to get too much into detail and expose our group chat, but, like, I was like, who's cutting onions back here? We all were feeling the emotional weight of everything with the AJ stuff. And on that alone, I was like, this show was great. And then I looked at the last hour and a half that I watched to get to this moment. I was like, oh, wait, no, we're not going to pretend that didn't happen.
Oh. Yeah.
I had
the hour and a half of commercials or the hour and a half of whatever the fuck they were putting on the screen.
Guys, I would like to... Today's unofficial sponsor of this podcast is NordVPN. No, thank you, NordVPN, because I don't have to sit through commercials. Let me tell you something. I'm just like, I know where we all currently live. This is the country that is supposedly the capitalist society of the world. But at the same time, I'm like, I need you to balance it out. I should not be watching 2 minutes of wrestling and then 7 minutes of commercials. This is ridiculous.
Bro, 7 commercials on average last night. Not 2 or 3. It used to be the highest you would get is 5. 7. Siete effing commercials for the bilingual folks. Like, it was ridiculous.
Well, no, I would go out in the commercial break and have a smoke, and then usually I'd have a cigarette done, and like it'd be right when they would, go back to kicking the show. I come in and I'm like, it's the ad ticker's still saying like 1:05, and I'm like, ooh, did I have like an Army moment and wolf one down in like a minute and a half? Like, no, I think I was chilling out. Because let me tell you, if you're in the military and you're a smoker, I've seen guys smoke an entire cigarette from lighting it to filter in 3 drags.
That's me.
Damn.
Totally me.
That is a feat in itself. We love that.
So like, no, the commercial breaks were like exceedingly long.
This is getting out of hand.
The commercial breaks were longer than Maxine Dupree's match. Just think about it.
I have unresolved feelings about
supposedly that. Sean said supposedly she has a concussion.
I hope not. Like, outside of her character, she's a really lovely person, but
I don't think her head hit the ring post. Like, it looked like she blocked it with her.
I hope so.
I'm telling you, Bleacher Reports are reporting she got a concussion. Because they were talking about Reed's injury and they were talking about her stuff too, and they said she came out with a concussion. But you know what, folks?
That Becky Lynch is the greatest women wrestler of all time. So,
facts. Everybody's saying it. Everybody.
What's Illustrated saying it? Did anybody see the video of her giving out the Bexy's Awards?
Yeah, it's so hard.
Oh, and Michael Cole for like the most lies by an announcer?
She really is taking that character so good.
Becky won 11 of her own Beckys, but they asked about an actual award. She said it's going to be a hand-drawn certificate with her signature on it.
We love it.
Yeah, that video was
like,
hilarious.
What are we, in grade school?
Becky Lynch is like untouchable right now. What?
She is. Boys.
Yes.
It is Elimination Chamber week. So we have Mikey on. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. So let's just kick it off right off the bat. Women's Elimination Chamber. By the way, Mikey, I don't know if you know this. When we go through our predictions here, I kind of arrange it in the order I think it's going to go. I could be wrong. But we're going to start off with... Me and you
are on the same wavelength because when we do our predictions, I do the same thing.
So we're going to start off with Women's Chamber. So Tiffany Stratton, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez, and Kiana James. Who you got, Mikey? You're the guest. You get first pick.
I love that. So I have to really come down to the brass tacks of it all, right? Because I'm trying to think. Right now, I've been last week, WWE pleasantly surprised me with who they put in the chamber over other people, which I was like, cool, shake it up a little bit, keep me guessing. And then Raw last night was like, I'm just like, let me think. So there are two lines of reasoning, right? There is who I want to win, and then who is probably going to win. Who I would want to win is Raquel. I think what we were talking about earlier with her being the winner at Mania and her bestie Liv losing can create some really fun tension and, create a feud for that. I really don't want this, but who I think is probably going to win, because WWE, they love to run it back always. I think they're going to have Tiffy win here, and then it's going to be Tiffy and Jade round 2, and I'm not really looking forward to that rematch. I was like, we were done with it the first time. Why we always got to run it back? Why?
All right, Matt, what do you got? What do you got in this one?
Now, we kind of do the same thing, Mikey. We'll say, like, who we would like to win, but, like, who WWE Creative will probably book. I think Creative's going to probably... I think they're going to go with Rhea. I want to kind of see Charlotte win it. I think Charlotte and Jade is really interesting right now.
Charlotte's not in it.
That's right. She's not in it. I'm sorry. All right. So let me retrace my thoughts back.
Kiana James made sure that happened.
That's right. You know why? Because that was my whole plan going in until Kiana got in.
She literally stole the pin. We'd love to see it for her.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Rhea, even though she's tag team partners with EO. I don't know. She's just so overdue. We talked about like Rhea and Jade.
Here's the thing, though. If Rhea wasn't a tag champ, I would have picked her too. But because she's a tag champ, and you still have the Bellas in the background somewhere, that is
true story.
That's probably what's going to end up happening. Unfortunately, we're probably going to get the Bellas and then Rio and Io at Mania.
Whoa.
Listen, I didn't say I liked it, okay? I'm going to hork it up. But Lord knows.
I like your Raquel idea. I really like your Raquel idea.
I want that to happen.
So. I haven't given this, as you can tell, I haven't given the women's chamber match a lot of thought because I'm not overly intrigued as I normally am. So what do you got, Sean?
This one kind of sucks because I'm kind of with Mikey on this. Like, it's going to be Stratton, right? Like, I'm open to be surprised, but if we look at the breakdown of who's in here, right? The belt that's up for grabs is SmackDown's. So that really means, unless you're going to cross somebody over, that's James, Alexa Bliss, or Tiffany Stratton. James is too young right now. I don't really see her going over. So I think it just ends up being Stratton. I like the Rhea Jade idea. I like the fact that you could get a new, like, let's shake up the freaking snow globe, man. Like, let's change it up a little bit. Let's get Rhea in there. But yeah, I think it's just going to be Tiffany Stratton. I think Stratton will end up going over and kind of reclaiming her belt. You know, because honestly, Stratton, since she's come back, has actually looked phenomenal. And like, reinvigorated. I think the injury was really keeping her down before, and I think it kind of bit her in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
And now, now you can tell she's feeling healthy. She's feeling herself. Her promos are better. Her ring gear's awesome, at least for this week. Like all that stuff is coming together. So I'm just going to say Stratton. But yeah, I'd like to change it up, shake up the snow glove. I'd like to see Rhea Ripley there, but nah, it's going to be Stratton. So, gentlemen, we will move on. Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. Matt, you're up, homeboy. What do you got?
I want Becky to keep it, but I think Creative's going to give it to AJ Lee. It's in Chicago. It's a hot crowd. I don't agree with it because I don't think AJ can do half of what Becky does. But then again, it might be fun to have AJ win and set up a return to WrestleMania and have Becky, blow a gasket a time or two on the way to WrestleMania. Either way, I'm happy as long as that IC title stays between those two up to WrestleMania. But I have a feeling because it's in Chicago that AJ is probably going to go over.
Mikey, who do you got and why? What are you thinking here?
This is easy for me. I'm going with Bex here to win here because here's the thing. We know we're probably going to get a rematch at Mania. That's where I'm thinking too. Now, this is like we're going to talk about with the men's chamber, you have wrote yourself in the corner, so to speak, with AJ and Becky. Of course, AJ could win. She's in Chicago. She doesn't hold the title for long. Becky can get it back at Mania. But at the same time, I'm thinking AJ beating Becky clean doesn't necessarily work very well for Becky because of the fact is it's like there has to be some sort of shenanigans. And if we are going to get shenanigans, I'd rather it go the way of shenanigans where Becky ends up retaining the championship, whether it is actual pinfall or DQ or some random they wrote themselves in a quarter with this one. But I'm going with Becky because I feel like AJ could get her moment at Mania. I mean, I'm also thinking that if WWE was smart, which sometimes they're not always, but I don't think you have the power couple win in Chicago. Yes, you're in the home crowd, but me as the fan at home, I'll be like, why would you do this to me? And my mindset is always, if one of them wins, then you have to balance out the scale, which means the other one has to lose. And because
we've talked about
you
this.
are correct. You are correct. And I'm going to tell you why AJ Lee is going to win, because it's tied to Finn Balor beating CM Punk. So I'm going to just transition right into it. Look, long story short, AJ Lee is not full-time, right? We haven't seen her in freaking eternity. And like, she automatically walks in and gets this match, right? Fine. Strap her up. We'll get a couple of promos between now and Mania. Becky takes it off of her, and then we move on to the next star builder that Becky Lynch is going to do. Like, you can't deny it. She made Maxine Dupree, like, significant, right? Like, Becky is phenomenal. She really is. And, like, people will appreciate her later down the road, but people will not fully understand the impact of what she is. Mm-hmm. But to Mikey's point, I'm going to take AJ Lee here because I don't think you can have both her and Punk win in Chicago, because Shawn might be hurled over the toilet for the entirety of the men's chamber match, because I can't stand that shit. I need a change. Like, this can't be CM Punk in Chicago, automatic win. You know, AJ Lee's there too, automatic win. I can't do that shit. So I'll tell you right now.
Well, usually you guys don't win in their hometown. Like Cena won the IC title in Boston, but
Punk always wins in his hometown. I know
he does, but like
it makes me want to puke.
Didn't go over in St. Louis,
right?
And didn't go over in Belfast. It's been a theme, minus a couple times.
It really is, yeah. And not to go on too much of a tangent, but I'm just like, in certain cases, I understand playing it safe could be a thing, especially like, listen, as somebody who watches TNA, I know these B-level pay-per-views don't mean diddly squat. And I was just like, it's the big four pay-per-views where you start to see the shakeups. But as a wrestling fan, do I like it when I can call things on correctly? Well, yes, especially during Predictions League when I'm trying to compete and not come in last place. Like, I'm uber competitive. That's when I like it. But as a wrestling fan, it frustrates me when we play it safe. And of all the companies within the last couple of years, I have my various issues with everything because, you know, nothing is perfect. But WWE has had a bad history of irritating me because I'm like, why do we continue to play it safe? I'm just like, you guys have the Mega Millions. You can afford to shake things up. And if it works out, it works out. Yes. If it doesn't, like the bottom... I hate saying this, but the bottom line is not going to hurt you guys. You are millions of dollars into this industry, and if you had years compared to your other US-based promotions that have weekly television shows. But you know what? Even though the other companies are younger, I like them a lot better in terms of storytelling, even though I have questions about it a lot, because they genuinely surprise me from time to time. And as a wrestling fan, I would like a genuine shakeup and a surprise. It keeps me interested, and it keeps me motivated to want to come back. Listen, I should be excited to watch Raw and SmackDown every single week. I shouldn't come in with the mindset of just like, well, shit, I got to watch this, but at least I get to hang out with the guys, which is a bonus, by the way. I don't want anyone to misconstrue that. That is the best part. But if that is what I'm looking forward to more than what's on the actual show, we have a problem. And WWE is the biggest offender when it comes to playing it safe all the time. It's like 90-10, and it's ridiculous.
Nope, you're 100% right. And I'm telling you right now, that's why I have been on this let Finn Balor beat CM Punk train. It doesn't have to be a long reign. You give the kid 2 weeks, Roman gets to poke his fun at Punk a little bit. Adam Pearce gets to lose his shit because he's like, oh my God, my main event is ruined at Mania. Oh, the world's falling down. We automatically force a rematch because we got to set the world right. And then, Punk gets his title back. However the F you want to do it, I really don't care. But the point is like, if I get AJ Lee winning and CM Punk winning, I'm just going to throw I don't want Punk to win. But after this Raw, I don't know if they got the stomach for it. I think their pussitis is in full flamage mode right now. Like, their pussies are hurting right now because, like, they're like, oh my God, Reed got hurt. Maxine Dupree's knocking herself out. Like, I think they're in a panic.
Seth Rollins
Breaker's on the shelf.
Goodness.
The entire
Vision's
Vision on IR.
is just cursed. Like, I was just like, how is the embodiment of handsome Squidward and Logan Paul the only one who has dodged it so far? Of everyone in that group who could have used some time off, I was like, how did handsome Squidward, like, avoid all of that?
That's awesome. I love that so much.
I can't take credit for that. There is an internet personality who I started following who does these ridiculous reviews. I have sent you videos of this individual from time to time too, and I cannot take the credit for it, but I agree with him. How is handsome Squidward still in one piece?
Alrighty, boys. The big one. The big one. The men's chamber match. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, Jey Uso, LA Knight. I will go first. I have my reasons why. Mikey, because you are the guest, you get the final word on this one this time. You get to bookend it all. So I am going to shake this up a little bit. I am going to go Randy Orton here. And I'll tell you why. Because I really don't want Cody Rhodes to win. I really don't. I will take, I think the story is it's not a full-blown story yet, but now they're kind of poking the fires a little bit of the Randy Cody thing. And I also think that we might have to touch on that now because everything's imploding elsewhere, right? So we don't have a compelling story for night one right now at all. There's no, yes, Punk, Roman sells itself. Doesn't matter, right? Big names. Nostalgia all over the place. Everybody's wiping nostalgia off their face. It's great. But the only other way you could go in this is LA Knight. So you're either... I'm going to stick with Randy because I think there is going to be a conscious effort to push for 15 for Randy. That puts him in a category by himself. So it would go Cena, Flair, Randy. And like in the, pecking order of most championships and everything else. So I think we start seeing the ramp up to Randy Orton right now, which is a hell of a lot more compelling than Drew Cody. So I'm going to take Randy Orton here. So Matt, who you got?
I like your Randy idea, but I want Randy Cody at WrestleMania. So, man, this is a tough one. Like, there's a part of me that would like to see Trick go over, and like, why the hell not? And have Trick Drew at WrestleMania because they've touched a little bit too.
I like it. I like it. Like, let the young guy get a crack at it.
I like the LA Knight. This is a tough one for me because it's like, and I know WWF is going to piss us off by giving us Cody winning the, like, Jay, no. Jay, you're not even supposed to be there Saturday. If Bronson Reed didn't get a boo-boo.
You had to have some sort of representation for the Vision, as Sean said in our text thread last night. And Bronson would have won because everybody else is lost.
And that would have been intriguing, too. I really like your Randy idea. I think WWE's going to go with Cody. I say, let's make WrestleMania season real chaotic. Trick Williams in a breakout.
I like it. I like it because let the young guy go. And I think honestly, of this list, Randy is compelling. Cody is not. I'm so over Cody. You missed all that fun, Mikey.
I want Randy to get 15, but I want something to happen inside Elimination Chamber that sets up Cody, Randy at WrestleMania. Because that's a main event itself without a title. That'll help bolster that card. That might be an option WWE needs to look at, because with this injury, and they're not just losing mid carders, they're losing top tier. You might have to rearrange it and have more. You have your title matches, but you also need your other attractions too. Cody Randy would be a huge attraction for WrestleMania.
I don't disagree.
And Mark Henry talked about when we released R-Truth and they brought R-Truth back, and they kind of, and Mark Henry said on Busted Open, like, hey, sometimes when the fire, you got to strike when the fire's hot. You might only have a week or 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Trick Williams is, like you said, super duper over.
Yes.
I don't say Trick has to win at WrestleMania, but can you just imagine Trick and Drew at WrestleMania? That would be, I think it'd be a great match. So
the internet would burn down. I love it. Let's do it.
Sure, I got another couple gallons of gasoline outside. I'll throw it on the fire too.
Yeah. Mikey, talk to us.
Love it. So
talk to us, brother.
So to quickly recap my stuff, everything that has been said so far, I've got Tiffy, I've got Bex, I have Punk winning, unfortunately, despite Sean's chagrin to it. I also have Randy Orton winning the men's chamber, and I'm breaking down as to reasons as to why everybody else is not going to win. So, to me, as much as Cody annoys me, I don't need him to be in the championship picture, and I think you can still tell a really fun WrestleMania story with him and Jacob Fatu beefing all the way to Mania. You don't need a championship for that one. And honestly, as much as, again, I have been desensitized with everything that I watch, and WWE street fights don't necessarily come up to par with how crazy they can get. But you can do some crazy stipulation match between Cody and Fatu leading into Mania that doesn't revolve around the title. Now, there's also been reports that we might be getting a fatal 5-way, which I would pull my non-existent hair out of my head. I hope that's
wrong.
I was like, no.
I hope it's wrong.
No. And let me tell you, I don't want a regular fatal 5-way is no. I don't want that to happen. But what I would be okay with is my reasoning why Javon and Trick are not going to win. This is their quote-unquote audition, if you will, to see if they can hang in the main event scene, which I think they will pass with flying colors. I have no problems with that. I also say this is an audition because I hope, and if the rumors are true, Melo is going to defend that United States Championship in a ladder match. And what better way to have Melo, Javon, Rey Fenix, and Ilya be popping off ladders, and Trick can win that United States Championship, but Melo doesn't necessarily have to get pinned, so you don't lose out and keep Melo's stock continuing to rise. And listen, Trick versus Melo Part 2 would be so much fun on the main roster. So I'm hoping that's the case. I have to go with Randy here. Cody can have him feud with Fatu without the title. Javon and Trick can be set up for a multi-person match at Mania against Melo for the United States Championship. My heart would like LA Knight, but for some reason, Hunter is always punishing that man, and I don't know what's happening backstage, because it's always like, we see him on television, the fans love him, we want him, and then something always goes wrong where Hunter blames LA Knight for something. And then he gets taken off TV, and then it's the start and stop push. I'm like, listen here. I was just like, maybe he has some behind the scenes issues, I don't know, but from what I see on my television, like you said, Matt, strike when the iron's hot. We always want LA Knight good things to happen to this band. Why do we keep depriving us as fans of LA Knight? It doesn't have to be a long title reign, but god damn it, give this man something. This man is pushing 40, and he has been given... He's doing everything that you have been giving him. He survived the Maxon male model. He's in the
commercials.
Gimmick. Yes, he's in the commercials. Yeah. He survived the male model gimmick. Like, please let... My heart wants LA Knight, but honestly, I'm going to go with Randy Orton to solidify it here, because I think Randy versus Drew will slap as a one-on-one match. But again, men's chamber, we wrote ourselves into a corner, because WWE, you have the chance to shake it up and go crazy, or you going to play it safe, because something's got to give. If you want me to care about Mania and be excited for Mania, and less of, I have to watch it because it makes great content and it makes our numbers go up. No, I want to be excited for Mania, though those numbers going up does actually help. So please, that is where we need to. But don't play it safe, WWE, please. I'm begging you. I hate to say this, but right now, unless they kick it into high gear and make me invested, I am kind of underwhelmed with Mania. And I was just like, we got to figure it out. Please figure it out.
We got weeks to go, though.
That's
and
true.
I think... So, let me be clear on one thing that you said. So, of the people in the chamber, the only one that is underwhelming and what we really don't want is Cody, right? Like, that's the one where we're like, Cody, Drew, seen it 1,000 times, don't want to touch that, right? Like, all the other ones I would get excited for. Any of them, minus Jay.
Okay.
Jay doesn't belong. Like, Jay is an automatic... Jay is an automatic slash. He doesn't count.
No, Jay is here by default because Bronson got hurt. Because we have Grande Americano Original taking on Grande Americano Dos at some capacity. Please let it be a mask for match.
Whoa.
Yeah, it probably will.
It will be mask for mask, and let's be honest, there is only one El Grande Americano, and it is not Mr. Original. There's only one.
Damn,
Uno.
coming from the guy who hated the gimmick when it first came
That's
out. Now
crazy.
Now Ludwig Kaiser
you know when
walks
the
on water.
gimmick came out and I hated it? It was Original. There's only one El Grande Americano that deserves to maintain that moniker, and that is the numero dos or whatever the hell you want to call him. That guy is
As
so
somebody who loves pure lucha libre and somebody who is actual Latino descent here, at first when this all started, I was like, I really want to hate this. This is stupid. And of course, WWE will pull some shit like that. You make up a luchador when you have actual luchadors on the roster that you could be pushing. I still kind of feel that way. But I was just like, this is so stupid, but it's my kind of stupid. And I kind of leaned into it. And I think what sold it for me too, you guys probably didn't get to see it, but shout out to NordVPN. Last week before Grande Americano's match, Rayo and Bravo cut a promo in the most backward ass, like stereotypical Spanish accent. And I was dying of laughter. I'm like, this is so fucking bad, but it is so hilarious at the same time. I'm like, gosh darn it, WWE, you're making me go against my morals here, but this was funny. This is funny as hell.
So
I would just like to hear Pete Dunne try to talk with.
Oh my god,
Spanish
Tyler
actor.
Bate had me cracking the fuck up the whole entire time. I was just like, Mr. Sol Ruca, you go.
I
look.
I think though, there's like in this whole gimmick, even with Gable and everybody involved with the Americanos, I think it's in a weird way, it's a tribute to Lucha Libre. I think there's a lot of respect given to it.
I think it is,
Like,
and the
especially once Ludwig took it over. I mean, the guy speaks what, 5 languages?
Yep, he speaks 5 languages, and you know what?
And
really,
Spanish.
What made me truly come over to the idea of me actually kind of liking it, despite how problematic it is, if the Mexican crowd in AAA is cheering for this man, and he's a whole ass babyface in Mexico, which is crazy to
He's
me.
huge over.
He is a babyface in AAA, and then he plays heel in America. I was like, all right, WWE, this is gonna be a ride. Let's see where this goes.
Well, that's why I don't want to see it derailed, right? Like, for all the reasons above. And I think Gable did it as... It was kind of part of a larger storyline where he was like walking the Mexican desert, like, trying to find out the secret to Lucha Libre because he was always losing to luchadors, right? Which is problematic for the current iteration of his character because it kind of is counterintuitive to what the character was.
Right.
Fast forward, when Kaiser took that character over, he put it over. Like, so much of him. And then when you see him in AAA, when you see him now, like, I don't want that to go away because I think that's huge. And like, to your guys' point about it being a tribute, I think that it is definitely like meant to be a tribute. And I think what I've learned in my limited time of watching AAA, that some of this cartoonishness is part of the culture of, the lucha. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's part of that culture, right?
Wrong.
Like,
No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I mean, if you look at some of the characters that are there, the El Grande character, the way Kaiser does it, is kind of a perfect fit. And there's just something about like his pompousness shows through in the like through the character, which I absolutely love, right?
Well, and here's the thing. I think Grande also works in AAA too. So again, I try not to compare wrestling promotions because everything is different. But if you're looking at AAA and CMLL has its characters with all the people and the legacies and the families and stuff like that. But I would say that CMLL is like your pure just for the lucha action. That's all your wrestling is where you're gonna get it. So if you want really fun wrestling, CMLL is where it's at. But I think AAA works underneath the WWE brand because AAA has always felt like more like a Spanish Saturday morning cartoon with all its characters. Again, you have your top players in the Vikingos and but then you have like actual characters like the Psycho Circus Clowns. You have Mr. Iguana and La Yesca. You have the whole feud for the mixed tag team titles was so ridiculous, but I was laughing my ass off the whole entire time. And, Ethan Page and Chelsea Green also made that feud awesome as well because, listen, there are certain wrestlers we must protect at all costs. Like Ron Killings, R-Truth is one of them. Chelsea Green is another one. Protect that woman at all costs.
But you're on the right podcast to talk back.
Chelsea Green for life. I don't care what anyone says, and she's just the best. She truly is a girl's girl. Like, I love her, and she will do whatever you give her. Listen, I know Unreal was made for certain purposes, but Unreal made me like, oh, we're going to burn this place down. How dare you say this about Chelsea Green? I never get super defensive like that, but I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, what are we talking about?
I got a theory about that, Mike. So we've been talking about how kayfabe is dead for years. Yeah, now we're not following a script. Now we're just bullshitting, folks. I wonder, and I told this to Sean, is, they say kayfabe is dead. Is Unreal now the new kayfabe? Like, they're showing us stuff in Unreal, but is there certain elements in that show that they're going to kayfabe us? Like the Chelsea Green never getting a push and some other things I watched on the show. Is that the new way of kayfabe? Is that because everybody craps on Unreal? Oh, they give away all the secrets, even though it's 6 months after it happens.
So here's the thing. I think the only thing I cared about coming out of season 2 of Unreal that I actually felt was genuine was Lyra. Lyra was probably the best character in that whole entire season because it was real, and I was like, no, don't be so hard on yourself. I love you, bird lady. Please don't think like that. We love you. You're great. But you know what? She understands. He's like, you know what? There are things to be improved on. She always takes something away from it and you improve on it too. But then you have everything else. I was just like, what in the whitewashing of history is this? Like when Naomi was on talking about her walking out with Sasha with the tag title incident and everything that went down with that, I was just like, damn, WWE, you trying to rewrite this history because we were there. We were in the trenches. We know what really went down. The hell are we talking about? I think the problem with WWE is with Unreal coming out, it causes two problems for me. Like you said, this is like they're trying to kayfabe us. I was just like, see, maybe a regular fan who is kind of casually watching the product might be like, oh, okay, that's crazy. Listen, I've been here since 2010. I have survived the dark ages of the WWE product in 2010 when we have It Should Have Been Me and dog food all over Roman Reigns and John Cena absolutely bearing the hell out of Roman Reigns on the microphone. That was crazy. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't think WWE, to quote the Street Profits, I don't think they want the smoke with the Chelsea Green fan base because we will organize, we will riot, we will burn it all down.
I propose she wins Money in the Bank.
I want her to win so much just because her carrying around the briefcase would be fucking hilarious and the great stuff.
And if Braun Breaker gets healthy in time, I'd like to see Braun take Money in the Bank because there's your probably your quicker cash in. And Chelsea Green will just wait till the last minute to cash in her case.
We love it.
Just have her little.
No, because she'll rock the crap out of that prop. Dude, she has a wheelchair for a freaking prop right now, and she's making the most of it. Her freaking boot is bedazzled. Like, did anybody
Watch that
pick
be the
up
next
on that?
WWE shop item.
Sean, we talked about Chelsea bringing back the list. If she wins the Money in the Bank briefcase,
I want that.
She can put the list in the
make
briefcase
it so
too.
good. Like, and here's the thing: what I love about Chelsea too is that she makes sure that she always has a hand in everything that WWE does and pertains to her character. Like, I forgot what podcast it was, but she's like, "Oh no, I've been begging WWE to make my hats to sell," and she's been pitching and be like, "Do you know how much money you gonna make from these things?" And Chelsea already found like people to give, the company the fabrics and the design team and everything. Like, now those hats are for sale and they're raking in money. I was like, see, WWE, you need to listen to our Lord and Savior Chelsea Green more often. Like, come on now. All hail the cult of Chelsea Green. I will forever love her in the day.
I mean, even
so should we stop positioning her to be the Time Magazine's Woman of the Year?
Yes, duh.
like, she's the everything now. Just the true, the true Presidente there. Like, yeah, I love everything she does.
And
like,
yeah, I like.
She's gold. She's gold, and the best part about it is you give her the prop, right? Like, her winning the U.S. title was huge. It's all I wanted because I knew she was going to trot around with that effing belt and just make it something incredible. And then, like, you got that. You got the mixed tag titles that they got, her and Ethan Page got. I was like, oh my God, brilliance. Like, just keep it going, right? And, like, Matt and I have been joking about this whole if, when, ever, maybe Jericho comes back. What I've always been pitching is I want her and Jericho to link up because we want her to get the list from Jericho, kind of a handoff there on his way out the door. And she just takes it nuclear.
She runs with it.
Like, I want her coming out to the ring, the scroll of scrolls leading all the way to the back as she walks out with her list. Like, I want the list.
Just
like Alpha
miles and
carrying the
miles
back
long.
of it like a wedding.
Yeah, like a wedding train.
Well, not to play spoiler, but we might see her link up with somebody very soon if reports are indicated and based on what happened on NXT tonight. I think we might be seeing All Ego be heading up here very, very soon. Not to give too much away. Well, I mean, I can't spoil it because y'all don't cover NXT, but Ethan,
be like,
we do not.
So, All Ego Ethan Page, loved him. Ethan Page has finally, after becoming the longest reigning NXT North American champion, has lost his championship tonight. So, honestly, I don't think there's anything else for Ethan to do in NXT. So, I'm like, you know what? Bring him up, put him on SmackDown, and have him and Chelsea Green go at it for a little bit. Like, I'm here for that.
Mikey, before we talk about this weekend, I need you to answer one question. What's in the box?
So there are two options, right? The one that I don't like is Jericho because people are like, oh, he's going to come out of the box again like he did the last time. I'm like, please no. The other one is my kind of stupid. It's Danhausen. I swear to God, if Danhausen comes out because he's buddies. Well, here's the thing. Whether you like Punk or not, he is buddies. But what I need Danhausen to do is just be stupid and ridiculous. Him and R-Truth would be gold, like as shenanigans go. But honestly, it's probably going to be something stupid. I don't even think it's Jericho or Danhausen. Watch WWE pull a fast one and cop out and be like, just kidding. And I'll be like, waste my time then. Waste my time.
KO. No,
I will cry if it's KO, but in the best way possible.
You threw out it might be Braun Strowman to be the fifth member of the Wyatt.
He comes back again for like the fifth time.
But the thing is, like, neither faction's on the show Saturday night, so it would not make sense for
no.
But they only got 4 matches. Unless it doing a segment.
No, so bringing Braun. So this has been my theory, Mikey, and I've been on this, and Matt's kind of on board with me too. The Wyatts need another male to balance out what they are doing with MFTs.
Oh my God, we need to be done with
Strowman has, they're kind of leading into it, but I like it right now. I'm a happy camper. Like, that promo that Uncle Howdy cut, on Solo via video, I thought was meaningful. And I thought it did a lot for them. And I like that they took the Wyatts back to we're not going to get in your face because it's cool when they come out, but it's more cool when the video pops up and you get all that intrigue because you pay attention, right? Like, it really sucks you in because you're like, all right, what's it going to say about all this and how is it going to be sold? And it's really good.
I think, yeah, the Wyatts, I feel like always do better kind of like if we're going to go with genres of horror, I feel like they do better as a psychological horror type of group where they play the mind games with you before they, strike. Instead of your classic, like, Jason, I'm going to chop you up and stabby you all over the place.
No, when they were creeping out, I mean, I'll never forget. And like, Matt will remember this because I put it out to him. I actually had to rewind and clip this. I forget who was getting inventoried, but like, Nikki Cross is in the back, just wandering creepily in the background.
I was just like,
during this
yo, this is great.
Chilling. I loved it so much. But like, my argument there's two reasons why I think Strowman would be a viable candidate to bring back. One, he would only come back in the terms of he would be tied into the Wyatts. Mm-hmm. He has history there. It makes sense. Two, the USA has already renewed that damn food show for another one.
It's crazy.
Now, he got released during season 1. So season 1 was either fully filmed or something like that, but WWE blessed off on him using his WWE name, yada, yada, yada. So if USA is going to run that back, and you got to find a place for him, but I don't want him in title pictures. I don't want him chugging around the ring doing stupid shit. No, I want him with the Wyatts. You know what I mean? Like, I've come back. Whatever. Sell it however you want to sell it. But I think it makes the most sense, like, to bring him back. That way you balance out the numbers, right? Like, the Wyatts are always in a one-person deficiency. Love me some Nikki Cross, but, like, who's she going up against in MFTs? They some biggins. Mm-hmm. Samoans in general are biggins. You know what I mean? So, like, they some biggins. Yeah. So her scrawny little ass is going to get tossed. So you need somebody to balance it out. You bring in Strowman. Now you got him, Eric Rowan. Woo! A whole different angle. Or change it up. I don't know.
And you don't have to worry about Braun being alone. Mm-hmm. Like, you'll always have someone there to cover. So you won't have to do much, but he'll be there. So that's what Sean kind of talked into it. Like, yeah, I don't want Braun Strowman like wrestle singles matches.
You don't want to get these hands?
No, and I don't want. And I don't have enough time to watch him run around the ring. Like, every time he does it, the slower it gets. Like, come on, like I'm getting older here. Like, get this shit over with. 35, all right, Mikey. 3.5 minutes, one trip around the ring.
All right, Mikey, I know we got some big plans for this weekend. Mm-hmm. It's Elimination Chamber weekend. Why don't you tell all our audience what you got planned for this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. Guys, guys, gals, and non-binary pals of the internet. It is going to be a really fun weekend. Now, originally, I wasn't planning on anything, but gosh darn it, these two and our other friend Nick have kind of like gave me ideas. So this Saturday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, BC WrestlePod is hosting a watch-along for Elimination Chamber. So it's going to be me, my WWE pay-per-view boys, or at least the ones that are able to join us. But we will not be doing this alone because this is a triple threat of some kind, if you really want to think about it. Because not only will BC WrestlePod hosting it and having the watch along in our house, we're going to have some guests come on over, and they come in the form of Nick from the Nick Happy Hour Wrestling Podcast. And drum roll, please. We also have Matt and Sean here, who are also going to be co-hosting this watch along with us. I'm super excited, and honestly, this is a litmus test because when we get to Mania, we're going to see how this all goes down. But I'm excited.
Hey, we already had test run 1,
that
which
is
was
very
Rumble,
true.
So, like,
it is very true. But
we all survived.
But you know what? It was us coming to your guys' house, and we may have made it a little messy, but we left it pretty clean. But now that you're coming to our house, it's going to be full fucking chaos. I love our BC WrestlePod watch-alongs are fun, but they also tend to get a little chaotic as well, depending on who's there. But we're going to have a great time. Honestly, I'm just excited. More friends watching wrestling. We're going to cheer and jeer at the same time. We might be talking some good things. We're probably going to talk a lot of shit, but I'm here for it. So that is this Saturday over at BC WrestlePod, and we'll talk afterwards because thanks to StreamYard, I want to make sure that if you guys want to do this as well to your channels, you guys get the hookup too. But it's going to be fun. I'm just excited to spend more time with more friends. It's going to be great.
It is going to be great. Matt, tell the folks where to find us, man.
Sure. Find us. You can find us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. So again, keep like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way you're notified every time we push out a short or a long form video. So that's all I got this week, Sean. It's been a lot of fun. Again, Saturday night we'll be popping in on the watch along with Mikey and WWE. For the love of God, give me something. Surprise me. Try to at least make this old man happy.
I don't want to have to I don't want to have to resuscitate Matt out of boredom. Please don't do that. Be like, clear.
I'll be intoxicated.
Now when I get bored, I just get annoyed and then I just start grumbling, complaining.
But you know what? It makes great content.
Wait. So hold on.
Who booked this shit? That's one of my favorite things to say.
Spicy Matt is going to be so much fun.
I gotta understand the context of this. So instead of texting everything that we normally say, I get to bitch and moan and gripe and like. We'll get the unfiltered Sean. It'll be great.
Y'all should watch a BC WrestlePod watch along because we always talk copious amounts of crap.
Sean, you can do it live and in public if you will.
And it will be on the internet, so it's going to be on there forever.
Yes,
it is.
Matt learned that the hard way.
Yeah. The Great Outdoors.
We love it.
Volume 1. But hey, folks, like Matt said, like, subscribe. Hey, don't forget, push for 100 followers by WrestleMania. We're just trying to hit 100, so we're almost there. But Mikey, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. It's great getting another perspective and like hanging out and love it, and I look forward to Saturday. But everyone, have a great week. Enjoy Elimination Chamber, please. Like I said, folks, like, subscribe, and we'll talk to y'all next week. Later.